What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best things that I saw from Summer Games Fest. Just happened yesterday. It was a solid show. It was an okay to solid show. Didn't blow me away at all, but there were some cool things that were there. I don't think it was a bad show at all. Cool things that were there, so I have a couple of games that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the best things I saw, my favorite things that I saw. So we're not going to be talking about every game in this video, just the things that caught my eye, the things that got my attention, and let's just talk about some games. So without further ado, let's jump in. So the first thing that was shown off at the show was Mortal Shell 2, which is coming in 2026. I have only barely heard of Mortal Shell. When the name popped up, I was like, oh yeah, I recognize Mortal Shell, but I didn't really know anything about it except that I think it's a Souls-like game. It looks kind of, Souls-likey, parries, that kind of combat, which I'm not too big a fan of. I've never really gotten into a Souls-like game. I think I can if I really tried to, but I just haven't yet. But this one caught my eye. I like the art style. I like the enemy design. Super creepy, super creative. And when you throw metal music into a trailer, you throw it behind the super brutal combat, it's gonna catch my eye. So I'm not sure if I will play this game, but it has my attention. Maybe I'll check it out. It did kind of grab me. I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. I am interested in what this game is going to offer. Next up is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. This was in my predictions video. I was very excited to hopefully finally get a release date for this game. Hopefully dropping this year, and we did get that date. It is coming on September 25th. I'm a pretty big fan of the Sonic Racing games. Probably not the biggest fan. Obviously, there's a lot of people who have dumped thousands of hours into that franchise. I've put maybe close to 100 hours combined into all the games. I feel like I've played the first Sonic Racing game the most. I really liked Transformed. Team Sonic Racing was okay, solid. But I'm excited to go back. For me, not having a Switch, not having a Nintendo console, not really playing Mario Kart since Mario Kart Wii, this is kind of the kart racer that I've gone to. Like I said, I haven't played it a whole lot, but I would like to sink my teeth into a very solid kart racer. They announced that they're having a lot of Sega characters being brought into the game. You have Ichiban from the Yakuza games, you have Joker from Persona, and there's a Minecraft crossover. I'm not sure where this is going, but I'm excited to see what we're getting into with Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So that is coming on September 25th. End of Abyss is coming in 2026. This one looked pretty interesting. It kind of gave me Inside, the Play Dead game type of vibes, Limbo, stuff like that, with the vibes, the environment, and just the creepy feel to it. But also it introduced this kind of top-down third-person shooting, and the enemies look pretty cool. I don't know. This one caught my eye. It's not, my biggest takeaway from the show, the biggest game from the show for me, but it's one that I do want to maybe keep my eye on. Hopefully we'll see it at a couple more showcases, get a date, and if it continues to intrigue me, I might check it out. End of Abyss is coming in 2026. This game looks so good to me for some reason. I love the art style. It is Mouse P.I. for Hire. I feel like there's not a lot of people talking about this game. Maybe it's just me, but it looks like you take the art style of a Cuphead and you turn it into a first-person boomer shooter. I'm all for it. It has Troy Baker in it, voicing one of the main characters. And it's coming in 2025. This has been at a couple of showcases. I don't remember which ones, but we've seen it before, and every time I've seen it, I've just been more intrigued by it. I love this art style. I'm hoping that this game does come out this year, and it is a solid boomer shooter. Maybe that's not what it is, but when I see gameplay, I see boomer shooter, and I'm a sucker for those games. I like boomer shooters, Doom, even the more recent ones, like you have Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, stuff like that. I like those shooters. More of those, but with a really cool art style. I'm all for it. Mouse P.I. for Hire is hopefully coming this year. These next two games I'm going to combine into one part of the video because they're coming from the same developer, and it's Mundfish. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it just sounds right. I don't know. But when I saw that Mundfish was going to be at the show, I thought, okay, last Atomic Heart DLC or some sort of DLC for Atomic Heart. But no, they showed up and announced Atomic Heart 2 and also the Cube. We'll talk about Atomic Heart 2 first. When I played Atomic Heart back early in 2023, it was one of my least favorite games that I played that year. It was just kind of a mess. They threw too many ideas at the board, and only a few of them sticked, and none of them were done very well. But I think, and I've always said, if they take the good parts of Atomic Heart, the parts that have potential, the game and the franchise, the developers have potential to do something really good. They take the good parts of Atomic Heart and make it a sequel, I would be so down for it. And the trailer just looked insane. I mean, from start to finish, it took us in so many different directions. I really hope that they are just not going bigger and bolder just for the sake of it. It looks like there's a lot of game here. Apparently it's supposed to have more RPG elements. I am intrigued by what this developer can do. If done right, I think it's going to be a really cool game. But I just hope they don't take on too many ideas like they did with the first game, because that was the problem with it. There were too many ideas, too many things they tried to do, and they just didn't do any of them particularly well. Like the open world was not great, the combat was not really that great. But a sequel, if done right, I think could be a really good game. So I'm intrigued. I'm optimistic for an Atomic Heart 2. I'm surprised it's getting a sequel. I feel like the first game really didn't get that much traction, but I guess it maybe did, and we're seeing a sequel. But then we also saw the Cube right after that, another game from this developer. Apparently it's an MMO RPG first-person shooter set in the Atomic universe on this Cube. Not really sure what to think about that, but I'm very surprised that this developer is taking on two projects at once. They look very ambitious. I just hope that both can hit, and maybe we can see a new universe, a new franchise form. I'm optimistic, but I'm going to take a step back and just let them do their thing. Hopefully both games work out, but if it's another repeat of the first game, I probably won't come back to this franchise. Out of Words is coming in 2026. This is a co-op, handcrafted stop-motion game, and you know, it's giving the vibes of a Split Fiction and It Takes Two, you know, the Hazelight games. Not really, we don't really see a lot of co-op games besides the Hazelight team, at least in that style, where it's a whole journey, it's just the two of you, puzzles, crazy set pieces, things happening on the screen. This looks like another one of those games being developed by a different studio, and the stop motion art style I think is really cool. I've always dug that. I think it's crazy how everything in the game is handcrafted, how much time that takes. I'm excited to see what this game is, what we should expect from it, stuff like that. I think we need more of these co-op journey style games with like a Hazelight, and seeing more developers take that on I think is a very cool thing to see. So Out of Words is coming in 2026. Fractured Blooms. This one caught my eye. The developer said that it is a mix of Doki Doki Literature Club and Silent Hill, which that is a very cool combo to me. Fractured Bloom showed up and had this really creepy, eerie trailer with this, apparently it's a life sim. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work with this style of game, with the vibe and the atmosphere that it's going for, but I am intrigued. Doki Doki was the first game I played this year, the first game I finished this year, and that one caught me by surprise, just with the shock value of the story that it told and what it was going for. It's one of the craziest games I've ever played. So having another one of those games, and also having, you know, I know how creepy Silent Hill is, having that thrown in there, I'm intrigued. I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. Don't know when it's coming out, but Fractured Blooms could be pretty solid. We did get another look at Dying Light the Beast, and we now know it's coming August 22nd. Very excited for Dying Light the Beast. I did enjoy the combat and parkour of Dying Light 2. The story, not so much, and Dying Light 1 is honestly just becoming a cult classic. There's a lot of people that love that game and the story that it told, the vibe of the city, and also how good the gameplay was, combat and parkour wise. So seeing this franchise come back with a standalone game, it might be a smaller, more condensed game. Not really sure what to expect on the scale and size of it, but just coming back to the Dying Light franchise, coming back to the series, stepping back into that world, I'm going to be excited to do that. Coming August 22nd, we did get another look at Mafia. I'm not going to really talk about that. That's also coming August 8th, so both games kind of side by side. August is filling up a good bit, so excited for that, to play both of these games, hopefully back to back. But Dying Light the Beast looks pretty good, and it's coming August 22nd. We got another look at Mixtape. This was shown off for the first time at Xbox's show last year, and coming from Beethoven and Dinosaur, they did The Artful Escape, which I haven't had the chance to check out, but I've heard very good things. But the vibe that this game is going for, that late 80s, 90s, I think, sort of feel to it, kind of last day of high school, what kind of trouble can we get up to type thing. Really love what this game is going for. It just looks like a game where you just kind of sit, get taken in by the world and the story and the characters and the soundtrack with like Smashing Pumpkins and The Cure. This one caught my eye last year when we saw it, and we got another look at it. It is coming soon. They keep saying this year. I really hope it does come this year. Hopefully they can hit this year. I'm very excited for Mixtape, and it's coming soon. Coming hopefully this year. Lego Party is coming in 2025. This one kind of caught me off guard. It's obviously very, very similar to a Mario Party, which I've never played. I've never been a Nintendo person. I've never really had a Nintendo console. I had the Wii, but I never played Mario Party on that, if there even was one on there. So not having that Mario Party fix and knowing how fun those games can be with friends, Lego Party looks pretty solid. I'm kind of in for it. If there's any franchise that's going to take that formula and kind of run with it, I feel like Lego can do a pretty good job at it. So intrigued to see what reviews are, what people are feeling about Lego Party, if it's actually a good competitor to Mario Party, or if it's just kind of a cheap knockoff type thing. But Lego Party, I'm going to keep my eye on it, coming this year. Next we have Blighted. This is coming from Drinkbox Studios. They did Guacamelee and Nobody Saves the World. Haven't personally played Guacamelee. I did check out the first couple of hours of Nobody Saves the World. Never got back around to it. I think it dropped like early 2022. I was wanting to get back to that game, but I never did. But I did enjoy what I played of it, and this game looks really cool. I love the art style. It gives me a Hades feel to it, but apparently it's not a roguelite. It's a Metroidvania, which is very interesting. It did not give me that at all. I kind of thought it was a roguelite type thing, but not saying that the Metroidvania part of it puts me off. I would still be down to check this game out just based on art style and the look at the gameplay and combat. It looks a lot like Nobody Saves the World, but it also doesn't. This studio seems like they are very creative and talented, so I'm interested to check out whatever they're working on next. We didn't get a date for it. It is coming soon, but Blighted, I'm not even sure if I said the name, but Blighted it's looking pretty good. Hopefully this is a 2026 game. It didn't look too far out, but who knows. But Blighted is coming soon. Now let's talk about Ill. This was one of my games of the show. I was really loving the creepy. This game just creeps me out. I think it would creep anybody out with what they're going for. Enemy design. This game is in Unreal Engine 5. It looks insane. It doesn't even look real for a video game. It looks real in the sense of it looks like a movie or like real life footage, but it's not. It's a video game. The gameplay looks like first person Resident Evil, which I'm all for that. That's a very cool gameplay style. It's got crazy dismemberment and gore. This game looks wild. It doesn't look real. It looks like one of those types of games where it's a tech demo type thing, but first person survival horror game, I'm all for that. I want to be creeped out. Turn the lights off. Let me play Ill. This game looks insanely good. And it is coming soon, no date. Hopefully it's not too far out. It looks really ambitious. I hope they can knock it out of the park, or at least get a solid game out the door. So Ill looks really cool, and it's coming soon. Coming down to the last 3 games I want to talk about next is Into the Unwell. This game showed up and it had, again, that Cuphead art style to it. I'm a sucker for that art style. I don't know why I like that, like classic cartoons art style. And it showed up. It looked really cool. And then the gameplay showed up. I was a little surprised about where the gameplay went. It's a roguelite. It's co-op, I'm pretty sure. At least it looked like in the gameplay. But I'm intrigued. It's not the exact direction I think I would have liked for it to go. But it didn't completely sway me away from the game, because that art style is always going to get me. And it being co-op, hopefully, I'm all in for at least keeping an eye on this game, checking it out whenever it drops. Didn't get a date, didn't get anything like that. Just a first reveal of the game. Into the Unwell looks pretty cool. Love the art style. Gameplay remains to be seen where this is going. It looks okay, looks solid, but I'm going to keep my eye on this game. So Into the Unwell looks pretty cool. Stranger Than Heaven, coming from RGG Studios, the studio behind the Yakuza games. And everyone's seen the output from this studio, the way that they're able to just push out these Yakuza games and also take them to crazy different places, have complete genre shifts where they go from the old Yakuza games to the new ones that are turn-based. But now they're making a brand new franchise, it seems like, with a brand new original game. It was Project Century, we saw it back at the Game Awards, and now we get a deeper dive into it, and we get a title. I think it was in 1915 when we first saw it, and now it's in 1943, so this game looks like it's going to take place over a century. That's a pretty cool concept and premise for a game, and at least in this trailer, the atmosphere, what this game's going for, just that early 40s kind of almost mafia style vibe. I'm excited for that. The gameplay looked pretty cool, what little bit we saw of it. I know this studio is talented. I've never gotten into Yakuza. I've heard they're very good. I'm not sure if I ever will get into Yakuza, but seeing this studio take on a brand new original game gets me excited to maybe be able to dive into and experience a brand new franchise from this talented team. So Stranger Than Heaven, no idea when this is coming out, didn't get a date, but excited to see what is in store. And to end off the show, we got the huge reveal of Resident Evil Requiem. We thought we'd see this at the PlayStation show. It was not there, but it was here and in a big way at the end of the show. Resident Evil Requiem is coming February 27th. Resident Evil has always been this franchise that I haven't gotten into, but I really want to. Recently, I have gotten into these games with the remakes coming out. The first one I played, I'm pretty sure was 4. Maybe I played the 2 remake before that. But I did play Resident Evil 4 remake when that dropped in 2023. Went back early last year, played 3 remake. Wasn't a big fan of that. But just based off of Resident Evil 2 and 4, I really want to dive into this franchise. So I may or may not have bought Resident Evil 7 and 8 on Steam last night. Maybe expect a video from those 2 games, who knows. But I want to get into Resident Evil, hopefully play a bunch more games from this franchise before this one comes out. The trailer looked really cool. It looks terrifying. It looks graphically beautiful. And I'm not too big on the lore and the characters and anything like that. I know the basic things, but it seems like where they're going from what I've seen looks really cool. So excited to hopefully extend my Resident Evil knowledge and play these games that I haven't played yet, and get to play Resident Evil Requiem, which is coming on February 27th, early next year. that'll do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me, talking about the best things, the good things that I saw from Summer Game Fest. Overall, a solid show. I didn't think it was a bad show at all. I didn't think it was a great show. There were some stinkers in there, some games that I really didn't care about. I didn't think commercials were handled very well and the ads were not very great. But you got to pay the bills, I get it. But just based on what I saw, I mean, we talked about a lot of games here today, and I think it was a solid show with a lot of things that I'm very excited for. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned in a day or two for the Xbox Showcase reactions video. My thoughts on that showcase, I'm still very excited for that, and I think that'll be the best show out of the entire weekend. So that'll be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll talk to you later.